Hi everyone and welcome back to another video.
What is wrong with this game? I literally just shot this guy like fucking 7 times.
Today we're going to be talking about the Famas. When I first used this weapon I was left frustrated, just like this guy was. I think that was more of a skill issue, not a gun issue. My early impressions of this weapon were not great considering most SMGs are just incredibly strong. So why use the Famas? A weapon I originally passed over for other options, grinding kills on those fancy new unlocks. It took me quite a while to come back to this weapon and realize it's not that bad actually. It's got a fast enough rate of fire to clean up multiple kills up close with a pretty solid TTK. Another interesting thing I should mention before getting into how I build it, and some more examples of where this thing really shines, is the fact that you can run this on the assault class because it's considered an assault rifle, even though it plays a lot more like an SMG. So you have the option to grapple hook on top of buildings, getting a nice height advantage, and spray quite accurately at medium to long ranges. So, let's talk about build. What do we run on this thing? Famas has kind of a unique magazine size at 25, and then with the extended at 35, which we'll talk about in a second. Attachments are pretty standard across the board. The big thing to notice is that vertical recoil isn't as terrible as I thought it was going to be, meaning you can get that down to almost 1, which I'll show you here in a second. At a glance, it feels like a very mediocre weapon. Average reload time, average magazine size, okay aim down sight time, decent control and accuracy numbers, but the thing that kind of makes it great is the fact that it's pretty much an all-around beast up close. The biggest upgrade is that extended mag giving you 10 more bullets at almost no horizontal recoil or vertical recoil cost. Sure, increases reload time a little bit, but that can be fixed from the underbarrel attachment. And trust me when I say this thing really starts to pop off when you do get that extended mag.
Oh my. Ooh,
Holy Jesus. I just looked at 12 of them in the eyeball.
Even with the extended mag, you're going to wish you had more bullets to finish off those last few targets, because the high rate of fire means you're dumping that mag pretty fast. Now this is what I meant about reducing that vertical and horizontal recoil. With the tactical barrel and the B25, you can have pretty solid numbers. Now when I first started trying out this weapon, I thought, man, how sick would it be to run the heavy barrel, jumping up that damage to 26, which would give it a really nice rate of fire and a really nice damage number compared to some of the SMGs. However, I didn't end up actually using it as much as I thought, and maybe that's more of a frontline running gun setup, because I like having the ability to spray at range. This gun has a lot less damage drop over 100 meters simply because it's an assault rifle, and I think that was something I may have overlooked when I first started trying out this weapon. I know SMGs are amazing, they can probably do everything this gun does and better, but I like to find options that are different, and maybe someday SMGs will get a nerf hit. I would definitely be running the Famas, and I will continue to run the Famas quite a bit. You can get that reload time at a decent number. The velocity is good, so you're not aiming way ahead of your targets to hit those shots. It's a nice gun, and I think I kind of gave it a bad rap the first few times I tried it, because truthfully I've had some really amazing games, and I'll show you guys some examples of just the stuff you can get into with this gun. Comparing it to the SMGs, like I said, it's definitely better than the PP2000. Sure, the rate of fire is about the same. I just hate that gun. Reload time's horrible. Vertical recoils are pretty bad. And the damage is even worse. So, running and gunning with the Famas feels great. Throw the assault class or assault kit on and, wiggle your way up ropes into enemy territory. It'd be extremely fun. And I seriously consider the Famas as good or better than the MP7, which I ranked pretty high on the SMG ranking leaderboard. Mainly because it provides you with so many options. You can run and gun up close with a really solid rate of fire, keeping you in the fight with 35 round magazines that don't reload all that slowly. On top of that, you have pretty decent accuracy, meaning kind of does everything. And I'll show you some examples of just kind of crazy moments where
Oh my god, dude.
this gun was super fun to use. And I was quite surprised every time I took this into a game, I felt like, damn, this thing feels great. Where the MP5, you felt like you're running out of ammo just, maybe just a little bit too early, stuck in a long reload animation. Famas kind of fits in a weird spot between the MP7, PP19, and MP5. Better reload speed than the MP5, better fire rate than the PP19, slightly slower fire rate than the MP7, but don't forget, you don't get the damage drop-off. And yes, the accuracy numbers are a little worse, but you have better velocity, meaning you can drop players a little bit quicker at medium to long ranges. And I seriously thought the aim down time would be horrible and make it useless, but I've been quite impressed with how good the Famas actually feels. That option to run extended mag, not hurting your vertical recoil or horizontal recoil, is huge. And then you can attach whatever barrel you like to it. If you want a running gun, I would try the long barrel out or heavy barrel, whichever one you prefer, just to get more punch up front. And then you'd be equal on damage with a lot of those weapons and have a better fire rate. Kind of huge. So looking at this example here, I feel like these kills would be a lot harder to pull off with something like the PP-19 or the MP7 at this type of range. And some of you will argue with me, and I will basically make the argument too, that the PP-19 could probably do this at those ranges. But it'd be close. It'd be very close. And I think there are options out there that are, you know, not SMGs. Everyone is running SMG Medic, and truthfully, I'm just getting tired of it. So why not go Assault, change it up a little, and surprise everybody with a Famas that they're never expecting to lose a duel to. I don't think I've seen really anybody rock a Famas yet. And it's quite hurtful because I think it's a pretty solid option that is being overlooked by many players. Especially if SMGs get a little bit of a nerf or tweak. There are not too many weapons that can pull off what I'm about to pull off in this clip.
Just dying over and over.
Really thought there was one more guy remaining there just to cap it all off. But unfortunately he was already taken out by my teammates. So yeah, if you're interested in not running Vector or Medic and basically spamming every lobby with 60 round magazine, full sprays everywhere, try the Famas out. I think in this game I managed to get like 86 kills. Probably could have got a lot more. I wasn't abusing claymores or using them at all. And it took a few minutes to rewatch that clip back and make sure it actually recorded. So I probably could have got 90 plus, easy with the Famas, which is pretty incredible and something I thought it's only really possible on the Vector. Now what you're about to see here isn't really Famas related, but it is an amazing grenade kill. I see like a whole pocket of guys sitting in there and I think, let me in, let me back at them. And this is when having a squad that's actually pushing the front line becomes so important and so fun. Especially 127 versus 127. You gotta find your moment and just go for it. Who cares if you're gonna die? These nades were totally worth it. Oof, what a chunk. And just to finish this video off, I'm gonna give you guys some gameplay from the final few moments where it shows that yes, I did actually get 86 kills. You know, decent spray at range, solid reload times. You can be very successful with this weapon. And look, I understand for a lot of you guys this is not Dark and Darker content, but I hugely appreciate people tuning into this stuff. Just kind of showing you some gameplay about the stuff that I've been enjoying, and I appreciate some of the support I've been seeing. Anyone new to the channel, I appreciate you being here, but I will say with honesty, if we get Dark and Darker and it drops into early access, you're going to be seeing a lot of Dark and Darker content. It's an amazing game, amazing fun, and even though I'm loving Battlebit, there's nothing like that Dark and Darker dopamine hit every time you extract from a lobby with someone else's gear. But yes, I plan to keep playing this game and grinding out, trying to get max level and testing all the weapons. And once again, I appreciate you guys all for being here, so cheers.